My name is Andrea. I'm a certified Take Shape for Life health coach. This is my part 2 of the National Conference for Take Shape for Life, 2015, Orlando, Florida. My first video was more about family, and not just my immediate family, but my Take Shape for Life family. And now this end of the video series, part 2, is going to be more about the Take Shape for Life coaching, training, experience that I had there, okay? It was so great to be in a room with 3,000 to 5,000 other coaches. There were some people that said 2,800. There were some, I heard somewhere that it was 3,600, and then I heard someplace else it was 5,000. I don't know the difference by looking at a crowd, so I have no idea. There was a lot of people there. There was a lot of coaches there. There was just so many pictures posted, so many hashtags of, you know, TSFLNC2015. We had an amazing time. It blew my mind. I thought that I needed to bring my kids because I needed a little bit of a distraction, like maybe it wouldn't be the right thing for me, maybe it would be a little bit too rah, 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 because everybody knows that I'm not very rah, rah, rah. But I ended up being so rah, rah, rah. My takeaway from it was so much different than what I thought it was going to be. First thing is that this company allowed me to take my family with me. And that was a huge deal. I've already said this a million times. This is the last time I'm going to say it. We had no idea when our children were ever going to be taking their first flight in an airplane. And because of the work that I have been doing over the past year, we were able to do that. Okay, so I did bring my children with me. I did bring my parents with me so that they could watch the kids while my husband and I did, you know, Take Shape for Life stuff. That was fantastic. No, we did not all stay in the same room. My kids absolutely loved the pool. The pool had 2 or 3 huge slides. So literally all day long, they were just sliding and in the pool the whole time because we don't have a pool. So they were thrilled about that. My father specifically mentioned that he was so impressed with the niceness, with the politeness, and the respect that all of the people who were guests in the hotel, in other words, the Take Shape for Life coaches, were towards each other and other guests. First of all, these are like the healthiest people on earth, okay? And I was so proud of myself to have gotten my weight under control before I went there, because I can see how it would be intimidating, but not non-beneficial. Intimidating to go there if you're not at your ideal weight, okay? But everybody's so healthy, and not everybody is at their goal weight. Honestly, not everybody. But you can see that the people who aren't at their goal weight, they're there because they want it so badly. Them being there is part of their effort and their progress. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people become coaches before they're at their goal. So why wouldn't they and why shouldn't they go to the conference? Nobody got overly rowdy. Nobody was, I mean, they weren't running up and down the halls screaming and yelling and kicking doors in the middle of the night and all that kind of stuff, which is what happens with other, like, medical conferences. My mother is a physician assistant and she's been to quite a few of these, and they get like crazy. So it's really good that that wasn't the case here, because none of us really believe that that's the way to go. That's not part of optimal health, being so gluttonous and so toxic that you're disrespectful to other people, especially people who are on vacation, because that's not cool. Anyway, so everybody who came up to me was so super nice. There were people who said that I inspired them, and that was very touching to me. I can't tell you how much that meant to me. I got nothing but support, nothing but positive reinforcement from everybody that I talked to. 3 specific coaches who are very high, not like that, but you know what I mean, way up there, approached me and said that they are proud of me. No, they are supportive, and they are positively reinforcing what I'm doing. Sometimes my efforts seem to be a little whacked, a little too much on the peripheral and not where the effort should be. That's been my problem since I'm a child, that I don't really know how to funnel my effort. I have no problems with motivation. I have no problems with energy. I have no problems with doing. I have to do in the right direction. And all three of those coaches who approached me made me feel so validated. Again, I was validated by them that I'm doing the right thing. I was taken aback because they don't need to do this. They don't need to give me advice. They don't need to offer support. They don't need to talk to me at all. And they did. And at one point, I looked right at this other coach and I said, why are you doing this? What do you care? I'm peripheral. I'm lateral to you. By the way, steps down, but lateral. And she was a little surprised that I was as blunt as I was. And she said, why wouldn't I want you to succeed? We all work for this company and we all care. It was so cool. The integrity is crazy. I have never worked for a company that had this kind of integrity. I think integrity is the right word that I'm trying to think of. I did a lot of hanging around with Daryl and Stacy and Gary and Tiffany, a bunch of others. I kept on trying to hook up with Joanne. We kept on going like this, unfortunately. There was a lot of people who were messaging me on Facebook while we were there, but we just never got around to hanging out together, either for a cup of coffee or, you know, we got lean and greens on Fridays and Saturdays for lunch, so which was kind of cool. So there was a lot of people there that I wish I had like hung out with, not just taken a selfie with, but hung out with. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do that with a lot of the people. There were 3 general sessions. One, the first day of it, technically the night before it started, it was the welcome session. And that was, there was a band and there was people, and people were up on their chairs dancing. And just imagine if you were working for a company that everybody wanted to be there. Like crazy. That doesn't happen, right? At first it was a little off-putting, like, what? Why are these people so crazy? And then within 10 minutes, I was like, right in it, man. It wasn't like I was being brainwashed. It wasn't like it was a drug. It was just, why not allow yourself to enjoy this? The music was good. The energy was amazing. Everybody is so happy. Let's go on to the curse. Everyone's so happy. It was so cool. Then seeing Meg Sheets and Dr. Anderson and Dan Bell and all these people speaking from the heart, there was no BS. There was no BS. If there was, I didn't see it, and I could smell that a mile away. The trainings were pretty cool, pretty amazing. I definitely focused a little bit more on the trainings that were about talking about the program to people. As you can imagine, with my YouTube channel, I get a lot of people approaching me. They already know what the 5-in-1 is. They already know about the lean and green and transition and maintenance and all that kind of good stuff. But I don't introduce the program to a lot of people. And so I took one of the classes that Greg Rex and Whitney Kell presented, and it was, I mean, it was insanely informative. The way they taught it, it made me want to do it. They role-played with each other, and they made it look so much fun. Like, I don't know if fun is the word. They definitely made it look fun, but they made it look so doable. I mean, these people know what they're doing, like crazy. Like, they know how to do this thing in and out, left and right, up and down. But I'm looking forward to sharing this with people now. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm good at it yet. I mean, I have a pretty decent income from it, but sharing it with people in my real life is really my next step. And they were amazing teachers, even though the class was like an hour long, 45 minutes long maybe. And we just did like a little bit of role-playing interaction thing with the people that were next to us. I took so much away from it. It was crazy, crazy. I don't really want to get too far into it because you need to go to convention. Yeah, you do. I didn't film when I was there. I filmed on the way there. I took a lot of pictures when I was there. I filmed on the way back. I did not film when I was there because I wanted to be in the moment. I wanted to be present. I wanted to not be thinking about how's it going to look on my Toshiba when I get home. I was at convention for me, and I did make a point to, you know, take specific information back to talk to my health coaches about it on my team. I didn't want to lose my consciousness at that moment. I wanted to stay there, and I wanted to absorb, and I wanted to learn everything I possibly could. And I wanted to have fun. And sometimes having the camera up, you know, shooting people is not so fun because it also makes them, you know, on guard. You know, all of a sudden the face changes and the stance changes and, you know, maybe they act a little bit differently. That doesn't really happen with me so much because I'm in front of a camera a lot, you know. But I did, and I have it right here, I did buy myself a Take Shape for Life selfie stick. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't fit my phone because I have a big beast of a phone. I've got the Note, the Samsung Note. But if I take the OtterBox off, it does fit. So I might be doing some more vlogging with this puppy. And I did try this out, and it does work. So you plug this into where the headphone goes, and then there's a button here, so then you can take the pictures that way. And it telescopes really long. The Take Shape for Life, and I'll just go right into the segue. Take Shape for Life store was very, very cool. I got myself a pair of yoga pants, a sweatshirt, Take Shape for Life thing. But they also, when we registered, they gave us messenger bags. So my husband and I both got one. Messenger bags, water bottles. We got optimal health meals, pen, pads. You know, there was a book that came with the thing, with the registration of all of the events and trainings and stuff like that. And it's a big book, and there's room for you to like make notes in here. I didn't make a lot of notes. You know why? I don't take a lot of notes. I wanted to listen to what was going on. I didn't want to constantly be writing down so that I can then try to understand it later. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So there was the 3 sessions. There was a Thursday night, and then Friday morning and then Saturday morning they had those big rallies. I called them rallies because they really were. It was very, very cheerleading, very loud, very dramatic, a huge screen on the stage, and then 4 screens back so that the 3,000th person that came into the room could see something. And then on Friday night we had the networking night, which was pretty cool. Then the next night, Saturday night, was the celebration of success, reception and ceremony. This was a big deal to me. I'm going to try not to get too emotional. They basically brought some people out onto the stage. The higher-ups in corporate at Take Shape for Life were there, and they all made very short little speeches. And this is where I got a little verklempt. Okay. Doug and Tia Wood. Their names are right there. I was not familiar with their story very much. I have 2 small kids, and I used to have, you know, a part-time job, and now I do this full-time, but I have not quite caught up with learning everybody's story, everybody's journey through this thing. These people have gotten very, very far in this company in a pretty short amount of time. They told a story about where they came from and where they are now. They didn't go into a lot of the stuff in the middle because it wasn't really about that. 5 years ago, the Take Shape for Life convention was in Dallas. And they went. And I believe Doug Wood said that they were like only executive directors, okay? Because where they are now is a completely different animal from executive director. And they talked about how they were in debt at the time and they weren't even going to go. They had made the decision to go and then they weren't going to go. And they ended up going anyway. And that was 5 years ago. And now they're walking across the stage and, you know, she's in a beautiful feathery ball gown and he's in an awesome tuxedo that showed lots of character and style. And they looked like very, very down-to-earth people, very approachable people. And now they're integrated presidential directors 5 years later. And the reason why it got me so emotional was because I went to the Take Shape for Life conference in Dallas in 2010. And I didn't do anything with it. I became a coach in May. I immediately purchased the convention fee and made airplane reservations for my husband and I to go to Dallas because I found out about, you know, the 5-in-1 and Take Shape for Life, and something in me went, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, this is going to be the thing for me. And I don't know what happened. I don't know why I didn't catch the ball. But in 2010, I didn't catch the ball. Within a month of the convention, which by the way, I didn't attend any of the functions, I didn't go to any of the trainings. I don't know why. I don't know why. I dragged my husband all the way to Dallas and we didn't do anything with it. Whatever. We had a 4-day weekend. We had a little baby at the time. Our youngest was 3 years old at the time. So anyway, we treated it like a vacation. He wrote it off as this is just one of those things that she was doing for a little while and then she phased out of it or whatever. And I don't know why I didn't catch the ball then, but I missed it. I missed it. I didn't catch it. I didn't start running. I feel like I caught it this time. So I just attended National Convention in Orlando in 2015, and you never know, maybe in 2020, if I follow everybody's advice, if I take my own effort and funnel it properly into the right canals, maybe that'll happen. Maybe. Maybe. My coach talked to me this morning about setting goals. It's really tough. It's really hard to set goals because you don't want to let yourself down again, you know? It's hard. I felt bad because I started to gain my composure, wiping my eyes, and Gary and Stacy approached me and they said, hey, are you going to the after party? And I politely declined because I knew that it was just a little too emotional for me. I used the excuse that I had to get on a plane at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, but that really wasn't. I needed to process. I needed to process everything that I had experienced throughout the weekend and everything that is possible for me and all of the work that I now need to do in order to meet the expectations that I have on myself. And I got very emotional with them because this was the first time as a Take Shape for Life health coach that I had physical camaraderie. And for a lot of us, we don't get that. We don't get it ever. We don't even get it with our clients because, for some of us, because our businesses are 100% online, which mine is. It was not the most relaxing vacation in the world, I have to be honest. I mean, my kids were with me. It's very difficult for me to relax when I'm with my kids. I don't plan on bringing them with me next year at all. I think that it's important for me to concentrate on what I need to do there. and maybe bringing the kids with me is not the right thing to do next year. I think next year we're going to be stepping it up a little bit. I already have some people who are registered to go next year already, and they've already paid, so I know that they're going to go this time. Yeah, originally I had like 3 or 4 people who were going to be coming with me this year, and just situations happen, events, family situations change, that kind of thing. Nobody was able to come from my team this year, but I did not feel isolated. I felt like we had a clique, even though not all of us are in the same lineage of Take Shape for Life. It didn't matter. We still support each other, and we're there for each other, and it's all good. It's all good. You guys are sick of seeing me cry. I've cried in like the last 5 videos or something that I've done, so I'm not gonna cry until next year. How about that? Okay. There was no part of the vacation that I would have changed. I have no intention of missing any of these events anymore. I did miss Go Global this year, but that was because I had surgery 5 or 6 weeks before it. I was invited, which is very cool. But I was not able to go because of health issues. I don't intend to have any more health issues ever again. So I don't see why I wouldn't go to Go Global again in April of 2016. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to go to regionals in January of 2016. Sundance in October? Probably not. That's a little bit of a rank thing. Don't know if I'm gonna get there. We all have goals though, right? Okay, so if you have any reservations about going to a convention, even if you're a client, and I don't say just a client, even if you're a client, you could benefit from it. Even if you're thinking about doing the program, you could benefit from it. But you've got a year to think about it. It's in Austin, Texas next year, 2016, July. Okay. My name is Andrea. I'm a health coach. If you have any questions about anything, give me a shout. All of my information is below. Also listed below is Gary Powell's channel, Stacy Sheets' channel, and part 1 of my Take Shape for Life convention. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.